And we're back! I had no idea what you're trying to do to me, Sir Matt.
Pretty impressive a kid like me can run a business, don't you think? You should buy something to encourage me.
And we actually want to buy something. You see, the Zephyr Cloak is new and interesting. It is inhabited by the spirit of a wind sprite, boosts evasion and magic evasion. Actually, a very useful relic to have. Not something that's terribly important right now. But you kind of want to stock up on decent relics, not necessarily the best relics ever, just in case.
The road you took to get here used to be at the bottom of the ocean.
South Figaro Ferry has somehow managed to stay in business. Alright, and we're ready to head into the pub. Here we see a couple of thievy-looking guys. We're gonna get in the castle through a secret cave that nobody else knows about. The boss wants to sneak into Figaro Castle to take back our booty. They've got it all in a storeroom there. By some freak chance, the dungeon ended up right next to the sandworm nest when the castle stopped. A crack opened in the wall, so we crawled through and followed the worm tunnels back to the surface. We lost our old boss that day. He's feeding the sandworms now. We met Gerard here in town. Gerard here in town. He's our new boss. Alright, let's go! They say they all escaped from Figaro Castle's dungeons.
I heard that gang of thieves Gerard was flirting with me. He's kind of handsome.
As opposed to the rest of these goofballs. Out of the way! Ah, but if we follow this gentleman, and the rest of these gentlemen, we might get an idea. The ship's been chartered by the Crimson Robbers. What do you think you're doing? Get out of here, scram! No. Don't wanna. I think we're supposed to go somewhere specific, and we can do something about this. I mean, keep in mind, we ain't Locke. We are not disguising ourselves and sneaking aboard. Let's try talking to all of them. We gotta get on this. We gotta stay on this boat somehow, but I think I did something wrong. Alright, come on. There's gotta be something we're supposed to do. Something I'm missing. It's been a while since I played, and the walkthrough I read, I wasn't as thorough as I probably could have been. It keeps getting stuck there for some reason. Like, I know, obviously, I'm not supposed to be able to walk forward from that position. But I mean, it, like, for some reason, it kept being really hard to go move up. Yada 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 has been charted by them. I don't care, I'm sneaking aboard. How do I sneak? I'm forgetting something obvious. Maybe I need to keep talking around town. Oh, hello. What's your problem?
Aren't you Edgar?
Edgar! I have no idea what you're talking about. I'll take this too, kid. Looks very familiar. Talks just like him. Look, I'm kind of busy here. I have to get ready. We're leaving for Figaro on the ferry soon.
Don't play dumb with me. Edgar, you didn't lose your memory, did you?
Listen, it grieves me to have to disappoint such a beautiful lady. I've been Gerard since the day I was born.
I've never met anyone else who'd flirt with a lady like he was trying to shake off his tail.
Being polite to ladies is common courtesy the world over. Of course it is. You know the way into Figaro Castle quite well then, correct? Do we ever? Yoshkev, thanks for joining us, and I'll see you later. Then lead the way. I'll take charge once we're in. And we hop in. And stow away. There we go, that was all we needed. We're going to go ahead and take our time watching the boat move just so we can get a new perspective on the changes to the continent. There are many parts of the continent that do still look somewhat the same, but there are many differences. So if you remember the old layout, you might have some hints as to some things we might find interesting in the new layout. Something not strange to the Final Fantasy series at this point in the game. They did something very similar to Final Fantasy V, after all. The ferry's bound for Nikkei. Still need a shop. Still need a shop. Yeah, we're going to stay on this boat, but now we can take this boat back and forth between here and Nikkei whenever we want. The boss of that gang of thieves is in the inn on the second floor. So if we want to talk to their boss, that's where we want to do it. But however, now that we're in Nikkei, we're going to see... Actually, I'm sorry, we're in South Figaro. We still want to find a weapons shop. Not so long ago when I was out sailing, I saw a huge shadow pass beneath the water. Seems that there's something big and nasty in the ocean. We should consider that. Relic Shop has very similar stuff to what we've seen, so not terribly interesting. And if we wanted to, we can talk to Gerard, sorry. I keep mispronouncing his name because I expect there to be an extra R. A young guy just came through town searching for legendary treasure with the power to bring back the dead. Ah, we know someone like that. But unfortunately, we can't do much about it yet.
This time it's thieves. Your girl just can't get any rest.
Figaro Castle disappeared the day the world was torn asunder. Figaro Castle is stuck below the desert. No air to breathe, the people are probably all... We're breaking the Figaro Castle. That treasure belongs to us. The little girl stopped coming here. I haven't seen her since that fateful day.
Little girl, huh?
Nothing interesting here, but this is where that guy who had to keep bringing cider to the old man would show up. You might remember him from when, Locke had to case this area. Well, unfortunately we can't do anything with that now. But it's always good to remember the past, even if it is a year ago for these people. And less so for Celeste. These men may be thieves, but at least they're working toward a goal. You learn a thing or two from that. Oh, come on! Get out of my way! We can't mope around and hanging our heads forever. We have to start rebuilding.
Now there's nothing left in my hometown, even if I wanted to go back.
Some towns have been completely destroyed. Just when we thought we'd be able to rest easier with the Empire gone, now we have Kefka to worry about.
There's always a nasty draft in this room. Oh, where's it coming from? Afraid I'll catch a cold.
And yep, this still exists. Nothing important down there as far as I know. What we actually want, the only important thing here, is the weapons shop. But I want to talk to all the NPCs because the world has changed dramatically. A lot of them have something new to say.
Clang, 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 I'm Magitech armor. Jump on the turtle. Oh, jump on the turtle. Oh, that's just a song.
Yep, just a song. Nothing important. Move it, kids. I hate the NPCs that get in your way. Hate it. If you aren't going to let me travel through them, make them all move faster. And there isn't much we can do out here. Why did it take so long for the game to register I could run? That was weird. If you missed stuff down here, it would be here now. Not something important for us, though. What the hell? Alright, let's get ourselves out of there. Good. And keep exploring. We're breaking into Figaro Castle. That treasure belongs to us. Is this some kind of parting gift from the Empire? Oh, I'm getting dizzy.
If the Light of Judgment bursts down in town 100 times, we'll rebuild it 200 times. Wait, does that even make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Good job, kid. You're good at math. Let me guess. The teachers were the first one to get hit by the Light of Judgment. Alright, so we want the best spear we can get right now. The Golden Spear. Decorative spear with a golden tip. Kinky. If you did not get the enhancer before, you want to get it there as well. Any diamond equipment you might want to get your hands on, you also have the option. Right! That's why I didn't want to get the diamond vest for Celeste. I wanted to wait until I could get diamond armor. And that's a lot of money. I'll go ahead and buy it, though. We could use the extra diamond vest. And most of the stuff we're going to get from here on is going to be equipment we find. So yes, slightly better than diamond vest, not by much. But now we have a spare diamond vest, which isn't a bad thing. Alright, I think that's enough of searching around town. Let's go find Gerard. I mean, that's how you pronounce his name. Gerard. Has no extra R, even though it probably should. Come on. Where are you at, Gerard? Not in here. There he is. You! Just wait. I'm on my way to help. You followed me here. You're Edgar, aren't you? Boss, everything's ready. Let's go! Case of mistaken identity, my dear. Give it up. But if we follow him... Stuck below the desert, yada yada. If we follow him... Actually, we're going to do more than just follow him. Because we know where he might be going. A secret cave. Let's ride a chocobo. Which, you know, apparently they survived the apocalypse. Which is good to hear. There's not much on this continent, as you can see. On this little section of the continent, I should say. However, right next to us, whoopsie, I thought it was further away, is a cave that you might recognize. It's dangerous beyond here. I'll go ahead and clear out all the nasty vile monsters. You just wait here, okay? No! Come back here, Siegfried. Damn it. Last time we saw Siegfried, he stole everything. Everything! Crystal Lance, you jerk. More Aura Cannon! Boom. We're getting magic AP, but I don't think either of these characters want it. Oh, he does. He'll get Shell. She definitely doesn't. Do I have anything else that gives magic up at all? Actually, I should probably get started on that so I get Berserk and Vanish. Reflect and Haste are also important. Maybe I should start getting spells learned. Oh, Confuse and Float, and gives magic up. That's definitely more useful than what I'm doing now. More efficient. If you did not get any of the treasure chests in this area at all, up to this point, you want to get them now because they've been upgraded again. I didn't because the stuff in here wasn't terribly interesting, but it could be. One of the items in here is actually a Hero's Ring. Very useful item, increases magic and offensive ability. If you wanted it, you could get it here. I've already got one. I usually don't need more than one, but they are a useful relic. And like I said, you do want to start collecting useful relics, even if they're not the best relics. So if at this point you didn't get any chests in this area, now would be a good opportunity to do so. Yep, all the chests are gone. Uh-oh, surrounded. And no big deal. Done and done. This group seems to want to fight us a lot. Ah, hell. I fucked it up. Oh well, don't need it. Hey, shell learned. Let's see, that gives me the end of that. I could get started on this so I can learn Raise and Asuna. So let's go ahead and start there. Are you still learning stuff from Cait Sith? You are, but now Zona Seeker is open. Let's give you Zona Seeker. The magic increase is more useful than the random items we're getting, the random spells we're getting. Alright, what now? Here, boy. Here's some yummy food for a good little turtle. How about that, eh? Nice. Used to have me a pet turtle. And it seems like Siegfried's following them. But so are we. More Dante! Fire! Oh no, not the confusion. Which didn't work, yay. And, ta-da! When the turtle's in place, hop on over. Getting to hear which is already devoid of chests, because not only did a pack of thieves run through here, but so did a pack of thieves. Get it? It's a joke making fun of Siegfried? Yeah. Get it? Laugh, damn you! Burn! Those were all the people who didn't laugh at my joke. They're dead now. Just FYI. Keep forgetting I need to cure with him on the menus. Alright, so this is a completely new area. Come on, let's hurry up. Humpties! Rising Phoenix. Yep, his magic stat gets high enough and you just one-shot everything you come across with Rising Phoenix. Now you know why I build him the way I do. I've taken to the habit of watching my thumb as I do Rising Phoenix to make sure I'm not doing it wrong, and every time I do that I get it right. So, I don't know why. It really shouldn't work that way. Are you still with us? Just hold on a bit longer, okay? Apparently they were stuck down here for a year without more air. If they're still alive, can't breathe. Then they must have had some other source of air, or somehow managed to make the air in this castle last a full fucking year. Nope, can't breathe either. Guess you're supposed to imagine he's on his on the ground. But now we can finally get into the basement of the castle, something that we have not seen thus far. But yeah, every time we come across someone, they're barely alive, struggling to breathe, which is weird because we seem to have no problem. You would think that if there's enough air in here for us, that there's enough air in here for them now. Oh, fuck nuggets. Oh, he immediately got okay and then failed the blitz input. Whatever. Gravity Rod, Crystal Helm. Like I said, we were going to get some new equipment. I want to check something. Seraph? Okay, you're well on your way. Crystal Helm will reduce her magic stat, but will increase her defense. Not terribly useful, and he can't wield it. Good, that's a fine. Crystal is better than Diamond, so it is something you want to get your hands on. High Ether, X Potion, useful. There's another thing around here we want. Rising Phoenix. Oh, fuck me. I forgot that could happen. Yeah, he totally wrecked us. What the hell? He just did a thing that I've never seen before. Did he learn a new blitz? No, that was super weird. It was like Tiger Strike or something. That was... I don't think I remember ever seeing that. Maybe it was a unique crit or something, and I never see it because I never use him for physical attacks. Alright, basement 2F. That's where we want to be right now. Aha! Royal Crown. I believe Sabin can wear it. Crown that can only be worn by those of royal blood. Doesn't have the strength and speed increase of the Tiger Mask, but has a magic increase, a defense, and a magic defense increase. We're definitely equipping that in Sabin now. So only people of royal blood are going to be able to wield that unique piece of equipment. And that is the last piece of equipment, last piece of important treasure in here. From my looks. Rising Phoenix. Dead. Yay, Celeste gained a level, which means she got 2 magic points on that level up. I want to see what her magic is like. Her magic stat must be ridiculous. Yeah, 53. That's pretty silly. Welcome to the engine room. Oh man, the engine seems to be covered in something. So this is the problem. Got this tentacle all tangled up in the engine. Boss, what should we do? Our treasure's in the storeroom back there. I'll keep this thing busy. You guys get the treasure. But boss, that's awfully dangerous. Just keep moving. Edgar! What are you standing around for, Celeste? Give me a hand. Edgar, it is you! Yep, he very obviously was Edgar the entire time, don't you worry. Now, first thing you want to make sure you know is each one of these things has a different weakness and a different set of health. The weakest hit point one is the upper left target. It has no elemental weakness, but that's okay. We can just drill it to death. It also absorbs an element, and I forgot to figure out which one that was. Oopsie. With Sabin, however, you're going to want to just use Rising Phoenix. Mostly because, yes, something is going to absorb that in this pile of enemies. That something is probably not going to be your target. Alright, so we now know that top left one is weak to fire. Yes, they can use stun, which is an annoying ability. Slows you down for a little while. And if they grab someone, they keep them until that person dies or the tentacle dies. So we're going to want to do something about the bottom left one. Lower right is weak to ice and water spells. So we're going to want to kill it soon. Thankfully, the upper left one's already dead. Well then, this can be a problem. Oh yeah, eventually they release. I forgot about that. That's odd. Actually, from what I read, they aren't supposed to release them. Huh, that's strange. Alright, RL, up, down, chakra. Because the one we're fighting now, the one we're trying to kill, is absorbing fire, so I don't want him to use the other one. Ah, hell. Blizzara! Well then, it's up to you, Celeste. Got it. Alright, so we only have 2 more left. Upper right has 5,000 health, lower left has 6,000, but the lower left is weak to fire. Burn, burn, burn! Burn! Yes, very good. Very good. Ah, hell. Sabin, just heal yourself, damn it. I might want to just stick with Drill, even if I'm hitting a magic weakness. Yeah, Drill's better. I mean, that's how I've built Edgar. Alright, we only have one more tentacle left, the upper right. It only has 5k health, it absorbs one element, I don't remember what the element is, and it doesn't really matter, because it wasn't fire. So I can just spam fire on it. Ah, don't grab him! He was finally useful, I could have used his Aura Blast on you. Fire! Booyah! Bye-bye! We earned 5 magic AP! Edgar learned Asuna.
Acting like you didn't know me!
I'd heard Figaro had run into some kind of trouble. I wanted to help, but how was I supposed to get there with the tassel stuck beneath the sand? Then I caught wind of the rumor that these guys had escaped from the dungeon.
So you used them?
Bingo. And obviously I couldn't let them find out I was the king of Figaro.
Because they just escaped from your own jail.
You could have told us. Uh-oh, we'd better hide. And now you're about to learn about the term Honor Among Thieves. Boss? Boss? That monster must have gotten him. Poor boss. They even last as long as the last boss. Oh well, let's go. Yep, Honor Among Thieves.
You don't care if they take that treasure?
I couldn't care less what they do about the treasure. All we need to worry about is Kefka. Those guys haven't done anything wrong. Not really.
So, you'll come along?
Let's go shake things up again. Alright. Seems the Figaro brothers are back. We have Edgar in our party. Let's go ahead and re-equip him. He already has a golden spear, golden shield, crystal helm, diamond vest. He was actually pretty well equipped. And we also want to equip him with some other stuff. Chill and teleport. Not very useful. Rasposmos. Let's just give him the strength. He could use it. Seraph, you are done. That's a lot of useful random abilities. Support abilities, I should say. Let's go with Madeline again. His magic stat just doesn't grow much on its own at all. So you really do have to supplement it with Espers pretty badly. Alright, there's one thing we want to do. You want to go into here, the room that they were looting, and they didn't loot it completely. You're gonna talk to that and get a Soul Saber. Sorry. Drains MP and may cast Death upon striking an enemy. Now, it also increases your regular evasion, so if you want to give that to someone, it can be very useful. Unfortunately, the spears are better than that right now. Actually, you know what? I think it auto-optimized him from equipment we already had. Yeah, I think that's what they did with Edgar. They just auto-optimized him. Anyway, that gives you what you need. The Soul Saber isn't very useful to us right now, but it can be useful to other characters later. Dante, hi. Good to see you again. Die. Alright, so none of the characters we have right now are terribly concerned about AP. We're mostly concerned about just level ups and stat ups. Anyway, you gotta hoof your way out. You couldn't use a teleport stone or the teleport spell. It won't take you out of this place because it's technically not a dungeon. Ah! Fuck nuggets. Thankfully, we already know how to deal with this party of enemies. It's annoying every time they confuse Sabin. Alright, oh, relics! I didn't get around to equipping him with relics, did I? Okay, so, if you wanted to go big on attack power, the Gigas Glove is what you want to do. It doesn't increase your stat like the Hyper Wrist does, but it still specifically says it boosts your wearer's physical attack power. I don't remember how much your stats affect tools. I need to look up the specific mechanics of how tools work at some point. Meantime, I'm gonna give him a ribbon, just cuz. We have extra ribbons, so we might as well. I think right now with Sabin, most of the work is being done by his 2 earrings when it comes to his magic power. Oh, the engine's working again. Next stop, a surface. Ta-da! And so Figaro Castle rises again. However, we want to do something. We want to move on. You can actually find all the treasure chests and stuff that were here before. They didn't change though, I believe. You can also go to the shops. And the shops will be newly stocked, but they have nothing new we need. So let's go ahead to Kohlingen. Take us away, old man! With our new and improved engines, or by that I mean old and barely repaired engines, we shall make our way across the desert to an entirely new continent. The means of travel have not gotten less complicated since the world was destroyed, that's for certain. All you need to know about tools, chainsaw! No! Because the chainsaw sucks on like 99% of the bosses. Don't use it on bosses. It's useless. Hi, Ludiar. The chainsaw is amazing. It's just not always useful. Let's rest up, you know. And yes, everybody in the castle is now alive and well. Our King showers his attention on women. Young, old, pretty, plain, no one's safe. Oh, King Edgar! Speaking of, let's give Edgar his time to shine. At this point in the game, there are a lot of people who would argue Celeste is the main character, because she was pretty big in the beginning of the game after a certain point, and at this point, she's the main thing holding the team together and finding everybody. There is some debate among people about who the main character of the game is. You could say Terra is, you could say Locke is, I've heard some people say Edgar is. It really doesn't matter, because the point of the game isn't to have a main character. Each character has an important story, and is an important part of the story to a certain degree. There are some characters who are certainly not main character material, but there are so many characters that could be main character, and it doesn't really matter to debate who is. This is the biggest part of the game, though, where the main argument for Celeste being main character is made. Anyway, as soon as we wander out, the first thing we find is a town of Kohlingen. Norwich is crawling with monsters. I have nowhere to go now. I lost my home. Need to unequip some party members? Those not currently in my party. Yeah, this guy's just randomly here and can unequip everybody who is not in your party right now. Which I didn't necessarily need to do, because this was the party I took on the Lost Continent. So they had all the equipment. There's a real tough fellow fighting to get in the Colosseum. Seems he's trying to get a weapon called an Ichigeki. What, am I saying it wrong? She is. It's not called the Ichigeki. It's something else entirely. There's still some people with vision in a world like this. Like my brother up north. He built just a thing for a world like this. Yeah, you might remember someone talking about a Colosseum they wanted to open and how dumb it was. Not so much. Viper darts. You might notice there are 3 different weapons here. You can use the darts, which you already have, the dice, which are a random chance attack damage item, the Viper darts. And yes, there's only one person who can equip them. We're going to go ahead and get the Viper darts, and it may randomly dispatch an enemy in one hit. Very useful. You can also get the 2 other weapons we actually cared about to this point, Enhancer and Golden Spear. If you didn't get Sabin's weapons at the time you could have, you need to go back and do it if you want them. A diamond shield would be useful. In fact, 2 of them would be useful. I can't afford anything else. We're gonna go ahead and equip that diamond shield. There we go. And of course, items. The beautiful days will never return. Another person who reminisces with the past. When the birds were singing, the grass was green, a young girl played with her mother among the flowers. And now there's nothing but destruction and death. and brown everywhere. It's kind of like how California has been for a lot of the time. Locke, probably searching the world over for that fabled treasure. So in other words, you find where that treasure's hidden, and that's where you'll find Locke. Seems that Locke doubled down on his mission to try and save his lost love. And that's our clues to finding him for now. Fortunately, we can't do much about that. Yet. Ah! A familiar face! Setzer! So you survived. Come with us. We're going after Kefka. I just don't have to drive to do that kind of stuff anymore. What are you talking about? I'm a gambler. My world has always been one where a man's spirit could soar free. Not anymore. I feel like the weight of this world is crushing me. It's just too much to bear. And on top of that, I've even lost my wings. Tighter Pro, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate it greatly. And I wish I could do more to get a bit more attention. Well, I probably can do more. I wish I knew how to do more to get it more attention. And I had the, let's just say I had a better ego about it. But sometimes if you build it, they will come. And the people who have showed up in the meantime, I am grateful for. You fought with all your heart before the world was ruined. That couldn't have been easy either. But you seem to bear that just fine. That was then. All my dreams are gone now. If you need a dream to chase after, why don't you find yourself a new one? Like taking back our world. Self-advertise on stream. You know, maybe you're right. You'd chase after it with me then. My new dream. Thanks. I think it's time to pay a visit to Daryl's tomb. She's waiting for us, with a new pair of wings. Say on stream, we're only people who are watching the stream. Yeah, absolutely. Advertising oneself is a complicated issue. He immediately shows us exactly where we need to go, by the way. Nice little, even though it probably wasn't entirely necessary. So, as for advertising myself, it's a big, complicated mess. And it's not something I'll get into right now, but it is something I need to get better at. Anyway, as soon as you get Setzer, you want to optimize him, because he doesn't have anything equipped. And notice, yeah, his equipment's a little bit behind. I'm going to give him the green beret instead for health. Let's go ahead and see. He's behind because I haven't given him, like, any espers at all. So we're going to start him with Seraph because that'll teach all the healing basics. But we haven't really taken a very good look at his stats. His stats are kind of basic. You could build him mostly for strength. Oh, wait, right. There is something we want to give him. Remember, he has a relic very specific to himself. Don't know where it is. Hejishite? There we go. Let's change slot to Giltos. Zephyr Cloak gives him more evasion. I think I'll do that because he has to be in the front row, I believe, because of his weapon. I'm not entirely certain on that, though. A gambler class? Yeah, Setzer's a gambler. He before the Armageddon, he had an airship that had an entire casino in it. He's a gambler. That's what he does. His special abilities are in battle are Slot Machine, which we just changed to Guild Toss, and throwing special cards that can kill people. Other than that, he doesn't have anything special about him. He's a good character. It's just not as good as some others. He's done like one thing of gambling the entire game that we've seen on screen, and that was rigged by Edgar. Because he's a cheater. Well, and Celeste. She helped. Man, I underestimated how far we'd go with my notes. I'm gonna have to take some more notes on this next break, which means it might be a longer than normal break. Enemies. Bioblaster. Transfusion, a special ability that kills the person who used it and heals another target for as much health as they had, I believe. Ah, hell. Keep messing up that input for some reason. Just burn the rest. Burn. A single AP! And we've devised a new blitz technique. So let's go ahead and check that out. We learned Razor Gale. It is a 3/4 circle movement. Razor Gale slashes all enemies with a cutting wind. Basically, a wind element Rising Phoenix, but a little bit harder to pull off because there's more button inputs. And as you've probably noticed, I'm not terribly good at the button inputs for some reason. I used to be amazing. Promise. What's with classic Nintendo? What, having gambling in your game is not a big deal. This is your friend's grave? Yeah, she was really something. The world could have turned inside out and she'd never have even flinched. Earthbound with police brutality. I think you're just overthinking things. Could be anything looking down there. So, keep your eyes peeled. Let me check my notes, because I did say important things about this. Hey, come on, notes. Be good. Sorry about that, knocked something over. What you want to do is you want relics that protect against the zombie status. So we're going to be removing one of these earrings. Imp and Silence. Prince Darkness. Prince Poison. Poison Darkness Zombie. Good. An amulet for you. And instead of the Zephyr Cloak, there are a lot of undead down here. So if you can, put on stuff that protects against zombie. I don't have anything else. They removed gambling in the US and PAL versions. In certain Pokemon games, not all of them. In most of them, they didn't. Malboro and Exoray. And that's mostly because of outdated, what do you want to call it? Outdated ESRB ratings were the case of some of those. So in this dungeon, I have it on good authority that absolutely everything in here can be killed with a Phoenix down, minus our old friend the Malboro. Thankfully, you can just murder the Malboro. And we got some holy water. The tombstone is blank. Carve something into it? Nothing appropriate comes to mind. We'll worry about that later. Crystal Mail! And that's why I wasn't terribly worried about equipment, because we were going to find some decent stuff soon. Let me see. Oh, missed something. Nintendo Hard wasn't intended to be a gatekeeping thing back then, though. Back then, when they wanted to make hard games, it wasn't about saying, oh, we don't want people of a certain age playing this. They did it because they wanted people to be able to play the game for longer, which is much different than the intention of difficulty nowadays. Difficulty nowadays is almost entirely a gatekeeping thing, or a personal preference of how you want to play the game. Creepy as hell Pokedex entries. That could have... The original Japanese translations were almost always involved... Yeah. They almost always reference things in normal Japanese common lore that was understood already among the... in their normal cultural reference. When they translated it in the US, they try and translate it fairly literally, but we don't have the cultural reference of the lore and other stuff like that. So it seems creepier to us because we don't understand it, where the context is coming from, or the specific things they're talking about. Alright, I think we wanted to do that. I might not have. I might have wanted to wait. Yeah, the Drifloon, specifically, there's Japanese lore about creatures that would do that. So it's less creepy because it's a story you heard as a kid, too. Genji Helm is just a really powerful helmet. We'll go ahead and give that to Setzer. So Setzer's kind of become our tank by virtue of equipment alone. It's... Okay, see, as soon as you call it the pedo Pokemon, now you're not... now it's obvious that you're trying to be you're over-exaggerating it. Ah, hell. Alright, so we're learning some spells for Setzer, but he's learned like the 2 easiest ones, I believe. From Seraph. Yeah. Raze and Cura are still there, so we need to get him to get the rest of it. I believe we found everything we need from those. No, I want to push that button again. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I messed up. Push the button. Ah, hell! I've missed an item now. There was a second crown we could get. I don't like back attacks. Go away. You're over-exaggerating, Tider Pro. Drifloon, for folks who aren't aware, Drifloon is a Pokemon that is said to kidnap, it's a balloon. And children who grab onto it are said to be taken away, never to be seen again. I believe the original lore that it was based on in Japan is just about taking children to the afterlife. Basically, yes, they're dead. Saying pedo is a very different thing, and a very different interpretation of the creature and the lore, and in no way is referenced in the Pokedex entry. If you can't think of any other way to describe it, then you've got a very odd definition of the word. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, Regal Gown. Huh. I thought it was Crown. I must have misread it. Unless... No, let me double check. Regal Gown, I guess, is what it was. Let's double check it. Yeah, Regal Gown. Elegant dress designed to protect a princess. Which, for some reason, Celeste can't wear. Tider Pro, you're still making a very big assumption. And not everybody is going to make that same leap of logic. It says they're never seen again. Yes, because it's implied that they're taken to the afterlife. Because that's what the original lore is based on. Don't encourage him, Alo! I don't see why you being in the UK has anything to do with it. Neither of us are Japanese! It's based on Japanese lore, which neither of us know shit about. Alright, burn. Oh, right, that thing's undead. You don't want insta-kill moves against undead, so be careful with Setzer's stab units. Alright, so here, letters have been carved here. Erau. Letters have been carved here. Quisi. Letters have been carved here. Doloro. And letters have been carved here. Wet. So, before we move on, we want to take those words somewhere special. Oh, hell. That was supposed to work. Yeah, see, even these plants are... Oh, hell. They managed to put zombie on the one character that didn't have protection from zombie. Pissing me off with always missing that damn input. I don't know why that happens. At the beginning of a stream, I always do that input every single time just right. Then from then on, it just fails. I don't know why. I'm starting to suspect something might be wrong with the controller. Ugh. But I'm not going to blame the controller. It's me who's probably... It's probably inputting it too fast. Alright, so you might remember that we had a blank... What's it called? Stone. Blank tombstone. Carve something into it. What you want to do is you want to carve... Wet. Draw. Quizzy. And a row automatically gets put in. Now, if it spells out like this, you might notice it spells something if you flip it. That's how you're supposed to know the order. And if you flip everything and then input it, it spells the world is square. It's the only sentence that could be spelled with those words. I have hidden a growth egg in the side room on the 3rd basement level. Alright, so we have our clue. The new Pokemon in X and Y, the tree one. I don't know. I don't know enough about the Pokemons. The only tree one I can think of is Sudowoodo. Damn it! Alright, oops, wrong person. What have you learned from Seraph? Everything but Asuna. Might keep you on it to learn Asuna. Or I might get you started on some of the basics. Actually, let's take you off Bismarck. Give you Carbuncle. Get you started on Bismarck. With that said, it's time for our next break of the day, which might have to take a little bit longer because I need to take some extra notes. So get up, stretch, whatever you do, be able to keep watching comfortably. And I will be right back.